In this exercise, I'd like to show you some basic ways that you can vary the formatting of your fonts in Microsoft Word. As you see on the screen, we are not going to try to get too wild in our font usage here. We're going to look at some things that are common in a professional situation. The most common variation of fonts would be bold, italic, and underline. Let me show you a quick way to do that. Just click on the text if it's already typed in. I'm going to double click on the word bold, and in Word 2016 I have a pop-up menu. B is for bold, I is italic, U is for underline. We'll just focus on these right now. I'll just click on B and it's bold. I can double click on the word italic and I is italic, and on underline is U. So a very simple way of the three most common ways we see this. You can also change it as you type if you want to keep your fingers on the keyboard. I will say this is Control B bold, Control B turns it off, and this is Control U underline. Now notice when I hit the Control U, these three things will turn on and off. I'll do Control U and you see it disappeared. And this is Control I, and notice in the ribbon the I turned dark. Italic, Control I. That's an easy way to change as you type. You can also change the font style and size. Now your font style is controlled by your style sheet, and right now normal is selected in the paragraph where my cursor is. Same way down here. We have a separate lesson on how to change the styles that control the individual paragraphs. But let's say I want to change this independent of a style sheet. If I highlight font style, it gives me the option of all the styles that are loaded into my copy of Windows. And I can click the arrow here and it will scroll through all the options that I have. Notice that this box here is a miniature of what I have in the ribbon on the Home tab up here. So you can change from either place whatever is more comfortable for you. You can also change the font size. Again, I can pick 13. Maybe I want to go to 18. And now I just change the size to 18. There's something people don't often realize is that you don't have to settle for the numbers here. If I click on the list, there's no 19, there's no 21, and the bigger I get, the fewer options I have. For example, I have a 28 and the next one is a 36. What if I don't like either of those? What if I want a 32? Well, I simply type in the number 32 and now I have a font size of 32. You can even use a decimal. I can put 32.5 and it will give me the difference. You can quickly go up or down with the large A, making it bigger, or down, but then it just limits it to the preset sizes. You can also change the color of the font. If I click on here again, my window pops up and I can change the font color through this automatic window. I'll move it, let's say, to a medium or dark blue. And so those are some of the ways in which you can change the fonts. Bold, italic, underline. If you want more options, the best way to do it is go into the ribbon, and if I click on the lower right area of the font selection in the ribbon, it gives me all my font styles. I can go regular, italic, bold, bold, italic, the color, the style of the underline. It also gives me 9 different possibilities into effects on fonts. For example, I can use small caps, all caps, a double strike through, all these variations. Again, the goal is not to get too wild in your use of fonts, but to use them judiciously. Another option you have in Word is a highlighter. So I can highlight a text, let's say as you type, and then I'll click down here and I can pick the highlight color that I want. Let's pick a yellow, and there we go. Now to turn any font back to the normal font of the paragraph, or part of the paragraph. Let's say I want all this to be what I started out with in my normal style. I select whatever I want. I hold the Control key down and hit the space bar. Now Control space bar will turn everything that I have highlighted back to the default for that paragraph style. Notice it did not do that for my highlighting. To do that, I need to go up to my highlight icon and click on No Color, and that will turn it back. Once again, if I want to change this part of the sentence back to the normal, I highlight it, do Control spacebar, and we're back to whatever normal says it should be. Again, there's some other things that you can do on the more creative side. There is an icon here that leads you to all kinds of text effects. One thing I should warn you about is that in order to do this, you have to reset the document because we're in compatibility mode. What that means is earlier versions of Microsoft Word can now edit this document as it exists. If I go into out of compatibility mode, if people have an earlier version of Word, they might have trouble with the document. Let me show you how to get into the new format only mode if you want to, though. You click on the File menu, and then you click on the box that says Convert, and it will warn you. You'll get some new features, but they may cause some changes. So I will click on OK, and now I'm in the newest file version of Microsoft Word, and this icon is now available. If I click on it, it shows me all kinds of things I can do in terms of outlines, shadows, reflections, glows, all kinds of things that you see perhaps on websites and other kinds of locations that we can do. This is far beyond the normal business use, but this is something you can play with if you want to do something extremely dramatic in your documents in Microsoft Word.
A wise use of fonts adds interest to your documents in Microsoft Word. It helps you communicate your message more effectively. We hope that this survey of some of the font capabilities of Word has been useful to you. If the lesson has been helpful, we'd like to ask you to like us, comment if you want, and subscribe to our YouTube channel here at the Sharper Turtle. Thank you.